All right, next up we got Cleanspark here. So first time looking at this stock, so let's break it down. You can see just by looking at this, I can see it's bearish. You got lower highs, lower lows. I mean, this is textbook, really pretty much perfect bear structure, to be honest. Throw on this moving average, you can see it was 1 point bullish. It did cross over and now has remained below this moving average. So yeah, definitely bearish. So we'll leave that for now. We're just going to look at maybe the next move. You can see if we drop it down. Oh, that was a 4-hour time frame. So yeah, daily's the same way. You can actually see the daily. So how to really determine if this is bullish or bearish long term. It is right at the moving average. So, but most recently, I mean, from mid-July, it's been lower lows, lower highs. So I would say it is bearish, and it is approaching some resistance here. You can see structurally. It is rejecting this previous area, so we will break this down on these lower time frames and see what we're working with. So below the 4-hour moving average as well, so definitely, yeah, still bearish. I'd still be looking for sells overall, and it is at a really good zone to sell this at. I just want to see. So first thing that comes to mind, you can see this this bear segment here came up, went down, and then has recently, you know, made higher highs on this 4-hour time frame, but is approaching this 618 zone. This between 50% and 618, which is exactly where I drew this. So kind of tells you a lot. It's kind of bang on where you would want to sell this. You can see as soon as it hit this 618, it has sold off. So there is some structural support right here as well. So we'll see what happens when it hits this area. So a couple things. I would say if price comes back into between 410 420, I would probably sell that. Keep in mind this is overall very bearish, so the downside is favored here, so you're going to be more probable shorting this than you are buying it. However, there is recent bull structure, so you got to keep that in mind as well. So what I would do here is if price comes up to 420, I'm looking to sell it, but I would switch this here and just say, let's play devil's advocate here. Let's say this is bullish. Let's say it's going to the moon. This again is my same zone, so between 50%, 618. We can even actually extend this a little bit, but that's pretty much exactly what I already drew, and you can see how price respects this area. So, and given its recent sell-off at about 420 here, I would watch for it to come down and into this zone, and then I mean if it rejects the zone, and then we get like a nice, you know, again, change of structure or continuation pattern of this previous structure, right? Higher highs, higher lows, then probably be looking to buy this, at least back up to 420, if not higher. And then obviously it's going to start, let's see, yeah, and then would have to, it'll come down here. Let's say it comes down here, starts shooting back up. You want price to hold above this 1-hour moving average. It's going to break below it in order to hit this 50% 618 zone, but then after it gets bought up after that, if it gets bought up after that, then I'd like to see it, you know, stay above that moving average. But another determining factor here is if price comes down into this area and does not respect this area, I'd give it up to about 786. If it breaks the 786, then it's probably just continuing bearish, and you're actually looking at price going to, you know, probably right to this 296 mark right here, which lines up perfect. Probably about $3. So, which, I mean, this is bearish, right? So we got to keep that in mind. Like, you're counter trend trading if you decide to buy this. So, because it is, well, I mean, I guess it is right on the moving average, but I mean, just given this recent structure here, right? Like since July, it's been lower lows, lower highs. So, I think the best bet would be to wait for it to come down to this zone, and this will tell us everything we need to know. If it does come back into 420 and rejects it, then you could sell it back to this zone. But this is the real main area we have to keep in mind. So regardless if price is going to, you know, fall through the floor, it's going to have to break this zone. Regardless if price is going to get bought up and head to the moon, I mean, it's going to have to hit this zone first to get bought up. This is a primary zone between 383 and 373. So that's where I'd be looking for Cleanspark to go to. And then just to keep in mind kind of weekly ranges, I look at ranges a lot. So it's moved about 77 cents this week already, and it usually does about 88, you know, to about 90 cents. So it does have a little bit more room to go this week. If it is heading down, let's see, the low for the week is technically 368. So from 368, that keeps us right here. Oh, it's actually way down here. So this is the low for the week. Yeah, this wick here. So it definitely within the week, it still has range to come within this. So it actually has range to come back into this zone and then head back up. So there's that. So we got our ranges are good for the week. So this would kind of be my trade setup. I mean, a couple things here. So again, if price comes down here, gets bought up, you know, I'd probably keep my stop below here, and I'd probably just target the next segment here. So if we just extend this, be a lot of lines here, but you know, just basic. Let's say price comes down and holds here, and momentum shifts back upwards, and we start getting, you know, some bullish candles in this zone. Then I'd be looking for an extension of this current price segment here, which would be, you know, about 127, 114, which is bang on. I mean, even without looking at these, you know, fib extensions, this is exactly where I would have shot for, I guess, because you can just see there's a lot of wicks in this area. So this is a liquidity area up here at about 470, so that's exactly where I would have shot from. So my trade setup would be something like this, maybe right to the zone, and then so kind of in at 384-ish, maybe 380, nice right in the middle of this nice liquidity zone here. We'll delete this because this is confusing for you probably. So yeah, get bought up in this area here at 380. You know, set your stop below the 786 just in case we get a deep pullback. But anything really deeper than 786, and especially these recent lows here, that means it's a continuation pattern of the, you know, the bears. So it's going to go lower and lower. So and because this is so bearish overall in this daily time frame, I would be really hesitant to buy it if it does extend even to 786. It's just, I mean, if the trend is strong, if this is a strong bull trend, if we're in an uptrend now as of, you know, recently, then it's going to be bought up before 786 ideally. So because your main liquidity area, you can see here, is right here. So if we drag this across, we can see it's respected this area a few times. So I mean, this is your prime area to buy if you get the bull momentum upon price hitting this area. If you do not, then I mean, it's going straight down. So do not buy it. It would be below the daily moving average. It'd be still below the 4-hour moving average. It'd be below the 1-hour moving average. I mean, that's pretty bearish. So kind of a risky trade, but this is kind of it. Like if we get bull momentum here, you get your buys in. You target this upper area. If things get weird in this zone here, let's say price starts shooting up and it gets stuck in this zone and it's a little bit iffy, well, then you just take your money off the table. Hopefully you get like a 1-to-1 at least. I mean, that would be if you shot for this zone. I would never shoot for a 1-to-1. I just think it's really difficult to be profitable long term trading that way with such low risk reward. But so ideally I would shoot here. I'd shoot for, I would say, I'd give this the benefit of the doubt. I'd say this is bullish. I say it's going up. This is just its higher low here, and then it's going to make its higher high, and it's going to extend into this area, this 470 zone, and then you're looking at it like probably a 3 risk reward. So really close to 3. So that would be a much better scenario in my opinion to take for Cleanspark here. So yeah, that's my analysis on Cleanspark. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you in the next one.